Soul and Wellness Medical Marijuana Services is conveniently located in the Pilsen neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois. Soul and Wellness assists patients with registration for their medical marijuana cards by walking them through the state's application process, choosing a dispensary, doctor referral, as well as talking to their physicians or families if necessary. Soul and Wellness offers a wide assortment of CBD products such as edibles, topicals, oils, and tinctures. Did you know that you did not need to be a fully state certified patient to get relief from your pain or other symptoms? Let Soul and Wellness help you discover the best treatment options for your specific conditions. Do you need more cannabis education? Attend one of Soul and Wellness's informative new patient sessions and learn all you can about cannabis and how it might be able to help you or someone you know. Contact them today for an appointment at 312-937-3333.
Welcome to the Dope Show. I'm your host, Kiana Hughes. DOPE stands for Developing Opportunities for Personal Empowerment, and we do that on the Dope Show by discussing the cannabis industry, the cannabis plant, and opportunities to make money with cannabis employment opportunities and investment opportunities. So what's dope this week? Well, turns out national teen use of marijuana period is at a 15-year low. So, I don't know about you guys, but I really wasn't one of those kids that smoked weed as a teenager. This isn't something that I got into until my later college years. But despite lawmakers' concerns that legalizing cannabis would make it more available for teens, there actually has been we're actually at a 15-year low for teen cannabis use. So turns out a 2016 survey by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration shows that just 6.5% of teens ages 12 to 17 had used marijuana in the last month. And this is actually down 1.7% from 2002. Now, the Marijuana Policy Project suggests that tightly regulated industry and a clear legal age limit regarding cannabis might be the reasons for the drop. So, they I guess what they're saying is that since there actually are some rules in place and that there are some restrictions and it is actually a regulated industry versus just this black market thing, they think it's now really starting to kind of drive the point home with teens, and that maybe that is causing them to make some different choices as it relates to marijuana. One of the really interesting things is that they really thought that by legalizing it recreationally in places like Colorado and California, that you would start to see higher teen rates or higher teen usage rates, and really there has been no spike. It's remained fairly steady and consistent from pre-legalization years as it is now. So according to Morgan Fox, who is the Senior Communications Manager for the Marijuana Policy Project, regulating marijuana for adults creates an effective mechanism for making it more difficult for teens to get marijuana. So while that's very promising, it's still highly unlikely that we're going to see legalization or rescheduling happen under the Trump administration. As we all know, right now they're really busy with healthcare reform and tax reform, and he's tweeting and he's got China and are we going to build the wall? They've got to work on the infrastructure. So pot is just really low on the list of things for President Trump to do. And then also, as we know, Attorney General Jeff Sessions sent a letter earlier this year to congressional leaders asking them to repeal Rohrabacher-Farr, which is the amendment that protects medical cannabis businesses from federal prosecution. You know, Jeff Sessions really has it out for medical cannabis, for cannabis, period, for marijuana. He has said it's just as dangerous as heroin and cocaine, and he just has some really bad misconceptions about it. And I don't wish for anybody to get sick. That's not, that's not my bag. That's not what I do. But I think he's going to be one of those people that really isn't going to get it until he needs to get it, until he gets sick, and then maybe he'll decide, or someone close to him, exactly, someone close to him will get sick, and then he'll see the light. And it's unfortunate that it has to happen that way, but I really think that's going to be the case for him. So keeping our eyes open for that. But that is good news to hear as far as the teens, that things are at a low. In other news, so we've been celebrating the fact that Las Vegas became recreationally legal back in July. And it turns out that Las Vegas could be providing public spaces for consumption of cannabis in the next couple years or so, hopefully sooner rather than later. According to an opinion from the Legislative Council Bureau, there is no state law that prohibits local governments from allowing marijuana consumption in businesses. So what that means is that they don't have any reason, or there's no law that says they can't, and that if they want to, they can. So as we know, anything goes in Vegas. I mean, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but a lot of stuff happens in Vegas. And it's really funny how they have you can get prostitutes, you can have all the liquor, you can be as drunk as you want to be in the street.
They have open carry too?
They have, well, yeah, they have, as far as guns, I'm not sure about that.
They're talking about liquor.
I was going to say, yeah, you can carry your liquor right down the street.
With those big old cups.
You can get drunk right on the strip. And it's only 104 degrees outside. Yes, so apparently Clark County is discussing the possibility of a pilot program to allow dispensaries to allow patrons to smoke inside the dispensaries, as well as they're proposing some marijuana lounges. And this would be such a great thing. This would be a huge moneymaker for Las Vegas in particular, because it's such a big tourist city. And as a tourist, if you go there and you're...
Do they need more money? Do they really?
Well, I don't know. Let's assume they need more money. Everybody needs more money, okay? But as a tourist, you go there, you can go to the dispensary, you can get your stuff, and unless you are in a private residence or a private space, you can't just go back up to your hotel room and toke up. You can't just... you're not supposed to. I won't say you can't, but you're not supposed to just walk down the strip smoking.
And God forbid in a casino.
And God forbid you should smoke weed in a casino, even though you can smoke all the cigarettes your heart desires. So it really creates quite the conundrum, I would say, for a tourist, someone, if you're not a resident. And they even say that even the residents would take advantage of these smoke lounges. It's kind of the same thing as like a hookah lounge, which personally, I've never quite understood the hookah. A funny story, talking about Vegas, me and my husband went to a hookah lounge in Vegas before, and we were there and we were smoking in the hookah lounge, and then we're like, why are we doing this? We got weed in the car. So it just seemed like the biggest waste of time. I never really got into hookah. Do you like hookah, Edie?
Never tried the hookah.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I never tried
It's
the
like
hookah. It's
fruity cigarettes.
It's a business too.
It is. It's absolutely a business, and I'm sure it's one of those things that people sit around and do. Oh yeah, they have hookah lounges. Now I don't need to go to another hookah lounge ever again in my life.
Just let weed in there, and then
that was the thing. So we're sitting there smoking at the hookah lounge, and we're like, yo, if we could just put the weed on here.
Can we put weed on?
This would be a much more pleasant experience. So, anywho, but here's looking out for that. I really hope they get it together in Vegas. I doubt they're going to get it together before November when when I'm
You're
there.
there.
But, I'll go back again next year because Vegas actually is one of my favorite places to go. The county commissioner, Lawrence Weekly, just to kind of wrap this up, he expressed concerns regarding the smell of marijuana in public spaces around families with children. So it's always about the kids.
Cigarettes. Oh my gosh. You're
Yeah,
kidding.
and we're not. Yeah, we're totally ignoring the cigarettes and the cigars. I smoke cigarettes, and let me tell you, I cannot stand to be in a casino
Yeah.
with cigarette
Yeah.
smoke.
Well, you smoke those fancy.
I can't. Well, yeah, I smoke the cloves, but even when it was just regular cigarettes, it's just too much. So, in other Las Vegas news or Nevada news, the Nevada Supreme Court has issued a temporary injunction prohibiting marijuana businesses from being licensed as distributors. So, you all may remember a little while back when they did legalize it recreationally in Nevada, there was a state of emergency not long after that, like within a month or, if it was even 6 weeks.
Girl, they were out of weed.
They had a state of emergency because they were out of weed. So, how do we end up in this situation? Well, what happened is that the alcohol distributors they sued back in June. They sued to stop marijuana cultivators from doing their own distribution. So the alcohol companies were like, yo, we want to get in on this. We want a piece of the pie. We should be the ones that are allowed to be the only distributors of cannabis in the state of Nevada. They were really pushing to let that happen. And what they came to find out is that, first of all, there really weren't that many alcohol distributors who were actually interested in doing it. So there was just, it was just a couple people, a couple different companies that were like, hey, I think we should. And for the most part, people were like, no, the companies did not want to do that. But then also, they were not equipped to handle the distribution, and it created literally a state of emergency where they were running out. They ran out of cannabis and were running out of products.
What do you mean they weren't equipped? What, like?
Well, basically, they didn't have enough alcohol distributors to do it. Okay. And B, they didn't need the alcohol distributors to do it. There's
so much alcohol in Vegas.
Yeah, they just want all the money. Alimony, all the money. They want all the money, okay? So the Supreme Court denied their request to reject the temporary injunction, from the alcohol distributors, and they're going to be arguing over it again come looks like October 3rd at UNLV. So good luck with that, guys. I mean, just stay in your lane. Everybody's trying to get some of this dope money. Everybody's trying to get a piece of this pie. And really, alcohol people, you have your industry.
Yeah, stay in your lane.
Yeah, ATF, you guys got a whole division of the government that's dedicated to you. Just stay where you are, do your thing, stay in your lane, and leave the cannabis alone. But speaking of getting some of this dope money, let's talk about it, okay? I got a couple of quick stock. I'm not going to call them stock tips because I don't give stock tips. I am not a financial advisor. I don't have a series anything. I have no license or any of that. I just learn about stuff and I share it with people so that they can go and learn about some stuff too. What you do with your money is your business, and you need to consult your people to find out whether or not this is what you should be doing. Now
that is a disclaimer.
Now that was a disclaimer right there. So now back to this dope money. So let's go over a couple of just a few stocks that are in the news or doing things these days. GW Pharmaceuticals, which I have spoken about on the Dope Show before, their ticker symbol is GWPH, and they're the company behind the world's first prescription drug derived from cannabis, which is called Sativex. It was approved for use for multiple sclerosis spasms in 28 different countries. They've also been, they're also the producers of Epidiolex, which is a CBD product that was developed for epilepsy disorders. So, two cannabis-derived medicines there.
They just be messing up the weed.
And they just be messing up the weed.
Sativex.
Yeah, Sativex, Epidiolex. Yeah, all the X. So GWPH is currently selling at $108.97 a share. They had a 52-week low back in June of $92.65 a share. However, back in October of last year, their 52-week high was $137.88. So that's GW Pharmaceuticals, ticker symbol GWPH. Another one that a very well-known company that most of us are familiar with is Scott's Miracle Grow. Their symbol is SMG. And so we all know about Scott's Miracle Grow from Miracle Grow, the actual product, as well as Roundup and Liquifeed. And they recently entered the cannabis industry with a line of products that they are using for hydroponic growers. And they've entered into that industry as a company that really is in a good position because they don't depend solely on cannabis or cannabis companies to make their money. So they were already established, in agriculture or in, plants and lawn care and all of those things. They're already kind of doing it. So they were just able to take what they already do and apply it to a different industry. With Canada's upcoming legalization, it could really spark some further interest from Scott's Miracle Grow. They really are looking at opportunities to expand into that Canadian market. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something more from them come next year. Right now, they're selling at $95.77 a share. They had their 52-week low actually just last year on September 19th, so about a year ago today. That was at $79.65 a share. And then this year, they had their 52-week high on August 1st, and that was $99.91 a share. So that's Scott's Miracle Grow, symbol SMG. My goodness, I was doing too much singing on my way over here.
Was it singing? Is that what
it was singing. I was listening to Tina Marie, Deja Vu, and I was trying to hit the notes, and I was not hitting the notes, but apparently, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Apparently they were hitting my throat. Last one, Canopy Growth Corp. Their ticker symbol is either WEED or TWMJF. So it depends on which stock exchange you're looking at or which type of stock you're looking at, whether it's...
Oh, they're international?
Yeah. And their brand called Bedrockin', they've called it the epitome, and I might be saying that wrong. It might be Bedrocan, but when I read it, I swear it says Bedrockin', Bedrocan. So it's either Bedrockin' or Bedrocan. And they call that the epitome of medical grade cannabis. They're actually one of the biggest growers in the Canadian market. They have over 500,000 square feet in production space. They've just recently acquired Spot Therapeutics, and they're estimated to produce over 8,000 pounds per year. And once they've fully expanded, they'll have approximately 100,000 square feet of production space. So that's Canopy Growth Corp, and they are currently selling at $8.61 per share. They had their 52-week low back in September of 2016. That was
$8?
I said $8. So for less than the cost of a dime bag, you could buy you a share of Canopy Growth Corp. Not that I'm telling you to do that. I'm just saying you could. Okay. Their 52-week low, again, that was back in September of 2016. It was $2.97. And their 52-week high, which they hit in November of 2016, my goodness, it was $14.39. So let me just say that again, because that's totally interesting. So back on September 26, 2016.
So last year.
Last year, September 23rd, 2016, the stock was selling at $2.97. On November 16th of 2016, so not even a full 2 months later, they're about a week out, they were selling at $14.39.
Oh.
Buy low, sell high. Okay. And today they are selling at $8.61 per share.
So it just kind of leveled out.
So it just kind of leveled out. But I mean, if you were playing the market at that time, you could have got a little bit of money. If you get some and stick with it for the long haul, you can see the averages and the growth over a period of time. So just some things to consider as far as that dope money is concerned. You definitely want to put yourself in a position to be able to capitalize off of this industry, whether it be with a job, whether it be as an entrepreneur, whether it be as an investor, as an activist or an advocate. Maybe this is your chance and your opportunity to get your feet wet. Maybe you want to get into legislation and lobbying and some of those really fun and exciting things. This is really our time and our opportunity. And I'm speaking specifically to and about people of color. We want to be included. You want to be a part of something. This is the time. The time is now. And that's all we have for the Dope Show today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us to develop opportunities for personal empowerment in the cannabis industry, with the cannabis plant, and in the cannabis community. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, send this video to your friends, your families, your co-workers, all of your loved ones, anyone who you think needs to have this level of information and insight into the miraculous benefits of the cannabis plant and the amazing opportunities in the cannabis industry. Be sure to join us next week. We're going to be talking to Ms. Tiffany Bowden. She's going to talk to us about her experiences as an entrepreneur in the cannabis industry and how do you deal with and avoid misogyny and racism and all those ugly things that may rear their heads in business. We're also going to talk to Dr. Raul Kare. He is a medical cannabis doctor here in Chicago, Illinois, and he's going to give us some insights into the physician and patient relationship and what a medical cannabis examination might look like, as well as his insights into the industry and all the things that he does to support the movement. So be sure to join us next week. We look forward to talking to you and seeing you again soon. Don't forget to be dope. You take care.